girls with guns is always the fantasy from the guys. Knives can be extremely lethal. We need to disable that person as fast as possible.
而是服从忍耐，团队至上的海龙蛙兵。
When you want to relate airsoft trainings together with real-world firearm trainings, it's actually quite different. If they shoot through the door, you're... Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Lai, and I served as a Frogman back in the Taiwanese Army. This is the breakdown. Are you sure we're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, what we're doing today is we're doing the breakdown, but at the same time we're reviewing this gun. This is the Lycoris Recoil Chisato pistol from Double Barrel. How is the Frogman relevant with the Lycoris Recoil pistol? I guess we both are some kind of special force, I suppose. I will combine what I learned from my service together and to do the breakdown with the Lycoris Recoil to see if the stuff they showed in this animation are somehow realistic. What's Frogman?
With just over 100 frogmen in Taiwan's outer islands, surviving their training means joining the ranks of an elite group. Recruits undergo intense physical conditioning to prepare them for amphibious reconnaissance missions. Each individual must be in peak physical shape if they are to succeed as a unit. Of the 40 soldiers that volunteered for these 15 weeks of grueling training, only a handful will have what it takes to make the cut.
For our battalion, it's called ARB 101, which stands for Amphibious Reconnaissance Battalion, and 101 is actually the Air Trooper Division. Our main duty is more of we try to gather as much as intelligence as possible, and at the same time to create fear factor. We're known as the Sea Dragon or maybe the Water Ghost, in which we do a lot of swimming, and by the time we swim by the coast, we get the guards, we take them out, fuck them up real bad, and that scares the shit out of the enemies. And usually we would take their ears to show how many guards we took off. That's the tradition. Back in my service, nothing like that. It's all peace, but a lot of training. Right here, I would like to make a quick disclaimer though. Despite the fact that I served in the Taiwanese Army for 1 year, but it was my mandatory service, those were the things I learned, and some of the things may not be correct. It's just based on my memories, the things I've learned, and things I've perhaps used during the training. So it might not be correct. So for those of you guys who are truly professionals, if there's something wrong, let me know. All right, let's take a look. Lycoris Recoil.
大きな街が動き出す前の静けさが好き。法治国家日本。首都東京には
High school girls with guns and silencers.
決してきれいにする。危険はもともとなかった。
Well, definitely adds in a little bit of that cool factor things. However, that girls with guns is always the fantasy from the guys. So I think this is a guy anime. And something I have to agree with is that yes, the world order needs some dirty jobs to be done, and leave that to the special forces. Now the CQB training. For the first clip here, that you can definitely tell that, what's that main character's name again? Chisato? Yes. So from the first scene that you can see that Chisato just sprints towards to her opponent. If the person already had the gun pointed at you, please don't sprint towards to them.
Yeah.
My first impression on the Lycoris Chisato pistol from Double Barrel, aka the 797A model, it is very small and compact. However, for small firearms like this, it is much easier to handle for tight corners like city areas.
Next. this is not how everything works, especially when it comes to CQB situations. You don't pop up like that and start shooting, because the most important thing is concealment. You have to try to hide yourself behind the wall. You know, by grabbing a pistol, there's a wall you have to try to hide and get yourself ready at all time and peek out right away. You don't sprint towards to your enemies right away, and also you don't just pop out like that and start shooting. That's a big no-no. So for this part, it's definitely not realistic. Oh no. Okay, that's another thing. When it comes to training guns with colored pellets, you're not supposed to shoot each other in the head. The girl, she got shot in the head and she can still talk. That's probably just anime. Inside real world, this girl is probably, that whole area of color is gonna be a big bruise on her head. She might get like concussions as well. So this part definitely not real, and you should never shoot your teammates in the head with a color palette.
Talking about high velocity outputs, the Chisato pistol is actually quite a CQB friendly gun. The velocity output is fairly low, however that is pretty consistent. So maybe in this case, yes, you can shoot your friends in the head.
Next one, the car hits. Oh, dang. This girl, she just got hit by a GTR. Yeah, with a speed like that. Wait, shit, she still moves? Okay, so what I can relate is back in the training, we did a lot of training to protect our head and neck and also our back. Because what we need to learn is that in the battlefield, there will be a lot of explosions, a lot of tripping, you might fall or things like that. The first thing always is to protect your head and your neck. For little girls like that, getting hit by a car and still able to jump up and shoot, I think it's possible if she fell in the right way, she protect herself well, and especially she's holding a small pistol like this. When she falls, maybe she still can hide her pistol somewhere else. However, this is less likely going to happen if you have a rifle, because rifles are usually bigger and bulkier, and so if you got hit by a car, sometimes rifle can be a very deadly factor that, you know, that injures yourself or even break your bones or ribs. So for this case, I would say this part looks okay real. I mean, she probably just fell down the right way and eventually make her way out. All right. Okay, take out the drone, but with the pistol. No, that's a laser gun, eh? No. Okay, all of a sudden she shows up. No, you don't dodge bullets like that. Ooh. Okay. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna pause here. This is something that I want to talk about for a long time, especially when you want to relate airsoft trainings together with real-world firearm trainings. It's actually quite different. You know, a lot of the covers that we use in the airsoft fields, those are definitely not bulletproof. Definitely the 5.56, 7.6 to everything that's gonna shoot through. Here, it's actually a perfect example of using the car door as a cover. I mean, yeah, you can kind of use it as a cover to kind of like hide from the enemies. People can't really see you. However, if they shoot through the door, you're... And This is one of the big problems when it comes to airsoft trainings. If you do a lot of airsofting, sometimes you might misconcept that, thinking that that wooden board or perhaps that table over there could be used as a cover. But in reality is that people don't even need to try to find where you are. They can just pull full auto and then just hit that entire area and you're done. That is definitely something that you need to pay extra attention to when it comes to trainings. You need to be aware of what covers you have and what are the okay covers for you to hide. When it comes to cars, you don't use doors. You don't use windshields. You don't hide any part of the car but the wheels, the front portion of the car. Because the front portion of the car, you have the wheels, you have the axles, and you have the engines. This is the only place where you can hide yourself away from those bigger bullets or bigger calibers. And so for this case, you don't want to expose yourself outside the car. Instead, you can kind of lean yourself down and try to shoot from right to left. You know, it's better hitting the enemies in the foot instead of not hitting them and getting hit.
This is the part that really surprised me, considering small pistols with small gas magazines. Those type of pistols usually have some very poor gas efficiency. However, for this model right here, the gas efficiency was surprisingly good. And it's actually quite snappy.
What's this? Go. Shooting the gun, like that jump off the floor, oh wow. Punch the guy with a pistol, oh. Okay, that guy just passed out. Yeah, definitely not real. Definitely not real, because, okay, for this part I want to talk about melee attacks. Based on that video, you know, attacking the guy with this kind of attacking head, you know, punching him 5 times, I think it's overkill and not realistic. Part of the reason being, first thing, this thing is flat and it's the tip of the gun. If I want to attack someone, this part should be the hardest part of the pistol that I can break the guy's head or something like that. This is not what we do. What we do the most of the time is we need to stop that person immediately. No matter if he's grabbing a gun, if he's grabbing a knife, especially grabbing a knife, because in close quarter combats, knives can be extremely lethal. It can be faster than pistols, faster than rifles. If your opponent gets close to you, you're done. So what we do the most of the time is we need to disable that person as fast as possible. So what we do is, the first thing always is to block the attack.
我用手挡住，有没有？挡住，然后贴近，绕过来，手弄住的时候，脚顺势到后面，用力往下折，这个人就下去了。
Because if you don't block the attack, you're gonna get yourself hurt and you're gonna disable yourself. Then after you block it, the next thing is to break it. Break whatever arm the person is holding. Once you break it, trip the person on the floor, that guy is disabled. And after that, you're all good. You can do whatever you want afterwards. You can do whatever you want afterwards. FBI, open up! Yeah, this is something I want to talk about though, is the attacking tip from this double barrel Lycoris Recoil pistol, is that this thing is actually made out of plastic. So the tip, we actually broke the tip a little bit, and so it's a little fragile. You might need to be careful with that. The machine gun held. All right, let's take a look at the final video. Oh, wait. Okay, seems like they got the hostage saved. Wow. Not realistic. First of all, for a little girl holding on to a PKM like that, PKM, it is a big gun, firing 7.62 bullets. This part is already not real. And also like accurately shooting all the enemies and not hitting the hostage with that machine gun, handheld, firing full auto like that. Are you like MBOT 3.0 or something like that? I can't take it. With my small Asian arms, I can't hold on to a gun like that. Not real. Definitely not real. But again, it's an anime. It's our fantasies. Little girls with tiny arms holding on gigantic guns. Works. Okay, we're close to the end of this episode, and right before it close, I want to talk about this gun a little bit. Is that first of all, we want to thank RSD for sending us this double barrel Lycoris Recoil gas blowback pistol. I think it's a very cute little collection, and also at the same time, this gun actually performed better than I'd expected. The gun is very snappy. The gas efficiency is actually decently good considering how small the magazine is. The most of the 1911 magazines like this, usually the performance is just, it sucks balls. It's so bad. However, this one actually performed decently. So that's definitely a thumbs up. The overall look, despite the fact that the attacking tip is made of plastic, is slightly fragile. However, everything else performed nicely. The hop-up effect can lift up to 0.3 gram as max. However, for such a short, small pistol, I would probably personally run it with a .25. So for that case, I wouldn't take that as a con. That's it for the episode today. Hope you guys liked this episode. And if you like, please hit that like and subscribe button. And also share this video if you want. And also, we did get some information from the official saying that Lycoris Recoil, they are going to have something new coming out. So guys, stay tuned. The fantasy world, hey.